Hey guys, I'm Jerry, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create player basic movement in Unity 2D. So the first thing we need to do is go to assets and import new assets. The sprite I am using is this one, the slime one, and you can choose whatever you want. So I'm gonna click on import. So for here, I'm gonna repeat a step of I did in my first video. So click on this one, change it to a sprite because clearly this one is a sprite, and I'm gonna click on this one and go to click on apply first and go to sprite editor. So let's edit this sprite. Okay, so apply and go back. Now we have a sprite here. Otherwise we can't drag the sprite into the scene because the system won't detect it as a sprite, so we're gonna add it first. Right here, I'm gonna click on rename. I'm gonna name it as player. So we now have the player objects right here. Now I'm gonna add component rigid body 2D. This rigid body 2D basically means the physics in 2D. So I'm gonna change the dynamic to this one. For dynamic, the object's gonna fall down like this. It's like um a a horizontal, or it will like fall down like this. But for this one, the player won't be affected by the gravity. So I'm gonna choose this one, in which we can move around the map. But if you want to make the kind of game with gravity, you can choose this one, and the mass is basically how you're gonna use basically your drop, your mass, and how fast you're gonna hit the ground. I'm gonna choose this one. So now I'm gonna start scripting the player. I'm gonna click on create C# script, and I'm gonna name it as player controller. So I'm gonna start coding it. Let me close this one first. So right here, I am still turning on my code. As you can see here, you can actually preview it, but this won't do anything because yeah, the stuff are right here. So well, to save time, I'm just gonna copy and paste the script I just finished a few minutes ago right here. I'm gonna paste it right here, and I'm gonna explain what does each one means. For this one, public float speed, the public float means we're gonna set a public event, a public variable, which is gonna affect the global situation. So this is basically a global variable speed, and the speed is gonna be the our player movement speed, and this public float is gonna actually appear in the screen right here in the menu. We can actually set it from 0 or negative to infinity. So right here, private rigid body 2D RB is basically the key and attached to the rigid body 2D. And well, for this one, it's basically a vector value. So I don't want to go through this. Well, let's get to right here. I think this is the most important part. So here I have vector2 mi equals new vector2 input dot get assets row horizontal. This part basically means, well, if I press the left key value, the output is gonna be -1. If I press the right key and the output is gonna be +1, which is gonna move our player from the negative axis to right side, which is positive. This is a really simple statement, and for here it's basically the same input get access row vertical. Vertical is from here to here, and yeah, if I press the up key, it's gonna go up, and down it's gonna go down -1 and +1. So it's up and down. And for the second value, right here, RB move position, RB position plus NV times fixed delta time. This one is basically, so we have a move position variable right here. It's basically when I move left and right, RB position plus NV times time fixed delta time, it's gonna set the speed of the moving. So this statement is giving me a force of it's gonna set my moving speed from like right to left, left to right, up and down. This is basically setting the speed. And yeah, this is a really simple statement, and let's test it out. Let's go here. The other thing I want to mention is you need to go to project setting, and you need to find input and horizontal. Since I already have it here, so I don't need to drag it in there. So here you need to make sure that you have the get axis horizontally or vertically right in there, or the player won't be able to move around. And this variable, the reason why I have this is because I don't want my player to be affected by gravity or something. So I want it to move from I want it to be able to move to all directions. So let's test it out. Press play, and oh, I forgot a really important thing. We need to the script creating the script. So right here I have in there we can set the speed of the player. Well, I forgot to set the speed, so it's 0. 0 means I can't really move, so I'm gonna set it to 10. Now let's press play and test it out. So now I can move to all directions, right, left, up, down. This is basically the script of this part. So the conclusion is this part is basically giving a direction variable, left, right, -1, +1, and here is the calculating the speed and give the direction first, and just basically calculating the movement. And here is all the public and private variables. Yeah. If also, if you wanna make a collision or something, you can add assets, info new assets. And let me find a ground object. Ground right here. So repeat the process. One thing I want to mention about this is oh, apply. You can change the tag of this one by clicking this plus button and ground. Okay, save and click on apply. I'm going to change to ground. Rename ground. So I'm going to put it right here. And you need to add a box collider 2D for this one and set the see. Alright. So also our player, turn this to dynamic, which is gonna be affected by gravity. I'm gonna add a box collider. Box collider, and the Y, I'm gonna turn into an X. Alright. Okay, let's test it out. Let me move the player a little higher. It's gonna fall down, but really slow. Let me change the gravity scale and mass. Maybe 99 is too heavy. It's gonna fall down, and as you can see, we can move and jump like this. What I'm saying is, you can just use just set those variables whatever you want. If you want it to be like more realistic game, you can just set this to dynamic. If you don't, you can just set it to this, and in which the player can move around like all directions. And yeah, okay, so I think that's this video, and I hope you guys liked it, and thank you for watching.